It was all a dream.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Let's start dreaming.
It alters your life and you never think the same again.
Some dumb thing on the edges of nowhere.
A collection of question marks stuck together into a pit of darkness. No logic, no reason, no explanation.
We can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice between fear and love.
That's just deep, bro. That's deep.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome to episode 9 of the Let's Start Dreaming podcast. I'm your host, Carson McGregor.
And I'm your other host, Mikey Gianelli.
And today, we're coming at you on another week. I apologize for the lack of a Wednesday episode. It was technical difficulties on my part because I'm a fucking idiot. And
no.
And I want you guys to all shame me and make me feel like trash.
Comment in the comment section. Carson has a micropene. 1, 2, 3. But it's okay. It happens to everybody.
That's what gets me. That's what gets me going sexually. So,
shaming and dominatrix.
Yeah, mostly shaming. Mostly just like really brutal insults.
God, I haven't been there. I've never done that. But like, I'm always for an experience. But like, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I think I just get sad. Like, if I was in a relationship with the person shaming me, I think I'd get sad. But maybe if it was someone that, like, all right, I'm paying you $50 to shame me, we'll be fine. I'll be fine. I might be fine in that.
Yeah, because then at the end of the day, you're just like, hey, look, you're making money off of this. Like, you are in a position in your life. Who the fuck are you to talk?
Your significant other probably, like, say some stuff super real, like, And when you fart, I hate the way you put your left butt cheek up a little bit, and it always smells like eggs. You're like, damn, that one hurt a lot. But
and you're always like kind of mean to my mother. It's never like up front, but you're kind of making snide comments, and I think she gets really upset, and she tells me about it when we're in private, and I don't like it, and you're like, okay, this is not working for me at all.
And only second-class citizens put the toilet paper roll with the toilet paper facing down.
And when I said we wanted to move in together, and you were super on the fence about it, but I don't think you wanted to do it at all, but you didn't want to be upfront about it because you're not man enough to tell me. And it's like, I don't want to bring these things up right now because we're trying to have a sexual experience, and now this just feels like an argument.
Oh, unhealthy relationships. How many of them are there?
I think most of them, I guess.
One less because I'm not in a relationship anymore. Bazingo! Hey ho ho.
It's been a while. I mean,
it's been a good while.
Yeah.
It's been a very, very long time. But that's okay. The other day I held somebody's hand and it felt so crazy. I was like, wow.
Doesn't that make you feel like you've been starved for love?
I mean, I'm not gonna put it like that. I saw it on a Snapchat earlier today, and that really had me thinking, like, wow, I really haven't touched anybody like that in such a long time. And I mean, I'd be thinking about my ex a lot, and I'd be thinking about like people a lot, like ex interests, and it's kind of fucking not sad. It's just it kind of gets lonely. It kind of does get sad.
It is sad. It is sad because I'm going through the same thing. Like, where at night I'm thinking about, oh, what if I like made it work with this girl? What if things were different with this girl? And I'm like, what are you even doing right now? Just dwelling on this nonsense. You've been lonely for too long. You've been by yourself with nobody to hold you at night, and so now you're getting all fucking mopey, sad sacky, feeling sorry for yourself for nothing, for a situation you put yourself in. You can easily bring yourself out of if you just like pick yourself up by your bootstraps, put a fucking smile on your face, and go talk to people.
There's this guy named Bootstrap, completely unrelated. Oh my god, I had a art show, a rap performance, and it was like there were a whole bunch of rap artists just going up on stage performing their songs, and this guy like before me was named Bootstrap, and he had like a kind of like kimono kind of thing over him, And then when he got on stage, he like ripped it off, and he was in like a thong and big ass boots, and he was just honestly, I think drag should have been his route more so than rapping, cause he did it. He did it well. Like his nails were like fucking 3 inches long, fucking beautiful. He had a Lakers suit on, I think, before that.
Were the
Some other
songs
basketball
good?
team. They were all right. They were very sexual, very raunchy. I could probably link that in the description. It was great. But yeah, no, you probably the reason why you're in this situation is because you put it in there, and it's okay, because you're in this situation for a reason. We're in this lonely ass situation for a reason. We're here to get stronger.
It's all our fault.
Just remember that, folks.
It's always your fault.
That's terrible. It's not always your
terrible.
fault.
It's always your fault. If you're listening to this right now and you're feeling sad for yourself, it's your fault.
Well, yeah, I guess that is their fault. But some things in life aren't your fault, and you need to know that, okay?
Go out in the sunshine and have yourself a good time. Yeah, I'm talking to you people with clinical depression. Fucking get it together.
And seasonal depression. Not even real. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure it's real.
All these mental health issues, they're fake. They're fake. They're made up by the government. I don't even know why. I was trying to think of a reason why the government would make that up, but I don't think there is one.
For Big Pharma, baby.
Big Pharma. There we go. They got a financial interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe like Ben and Jerry's. Ben and
motherfuckers.
Jerry's has got a hand in it. They're like, if we convince everybody that they're depressed, our ice cream sales are going to go through the roof.
And they do. They I'm sure they have a lot of good sales. If you saw the demographics of who's buying it, you'd probably see pregnant women,
Yeah.
PMS women, and depressed people.
I think Haagen-Dazs is more of a depression ice cream. I think Ben and Jerry's is like, oh, we're having a movie night ice cream. Like that's a good mood type of dessert. But Haagen-Dazs, that's you're lonely, probably listening to The Weeknd, and you're just in a bad place emotionally.
It doesn't sound too friendly either. Like, oh, let's have some Ben and Jerry's. Okay, guys, and like, let's have Haagen-Dazs. Like, oh. No offense. That sounds German. No offense to any Germans out there.
No, the Haagen-Dazs is the official ice cream of depressed people and Nazi sympathizers.
Oh. Well, I guess we went down that route. You know, depression is a fucked up thing. Depression is an ugly thing. But it's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna say it's crazy, but it's interesting how people cope with it. You know, there's endless different ways to cope with depression. One of them is like
Heroin.
shopping. Oh yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, but shopping is one of them.
I thought we were gonna say the same thing. I'm sorry.
People just fucking. Have you ever seen Hoarders?
Yeah, that is sad. That is really
It's so
sad.
Fucking crazy. Like these people's houses are fucking filled. I think my room is bad sometimes. It's not bad. It's like a messy room. But that shit is next level. Like you're in a fucking bouncy house of furniture and paper and shit you don't need.
And cat shit and fucking old newspapers from the 80s. Pizza boxes.
God.
You've been saving every single pizza box you've ever had since you were 19 years old, and you're just like, I can't throw them away. They remind me of all the pizzas I've had. And it's like, you have an issue. You need to seek some help.
Have you ever seen My Strange Addiction though?
Not really. I've never actually
That
seen
is
it.
weird. I mean, obviously everyone's coping with their own issues their own way, but like objectively speaking, subjectively speaking, they got some weird addictions, and I'm obviously not one to judge, but like eating your husband's ashes, that's really fucking weird.
I'm
to
one
me.
to judge. That's fucking stupid. That's stupid. If you're eating your husband's ashes, like I have no sympathy for what you're going through emotionally.
I mean, I don't know how you get there. I don't know how you think.
I guess her husband had to die. I haven't seen the show, but I guess her husband did die.
Thank you,
So-
Catherine. Obvious.
All right, so maybe I'll take that back. I'll tone it down a little bit on being mean to the dead husband lady, but But still, come on. Like, pick anything else.
There was another lady who was addicted to eating toilet paper, and she just always have a toilet paper roll in her fucking purse and whip
Keep
it
that
out.
thing on me.
Yeah, I think. What did she say? She's like 1 ply or 2 ply? No, she like 2. I'm pretty sure she said she like 2 ply because she can peel it apart and then just eat the 1 ply. The 2 ply turns into 1 ply, and I guess you get a bang for your buck, like double the toilet paper for the same price, maybe. It's been a while since I've seen that.
Is there
episode.
health issues associated? I mean, I guess it
I
can pass.
don't think so. You said what?
I'm assuming paper, like toilet paper, can pass through your system.
Yeah, I'm sure your stomach acids was just fucking digestive. I really don't want to know what her shits look like.
I bet they
Actually,
just
I do.
like.
I bet
I
they're
bet when
soggy
she
as fuck.
shits. I bet when she shits, she doesn't even have to wipe. It just gets it on the way out. No, that's a stupid one, though. That's a stupid one. I mean, I at the same time, you know, if I'm looking at myself, I chew on plastic a lot. Like, I got that as a bad habit. Like, I chew my fingernails sometimes when I'm nervous, but I also chew on plastic.
I've never done that.
You never chew on your fingernails?
Never have I ever. I have friends. I have a specific friend I'm thinking about who would like, you know, that you don't clip your nails. You just chew them. Like, there's no need for a nail clip. Do you do that? Have you ever done that like that?
Yeah. Well, I do not clip my nails. I just bite them.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Now I know that you don't need a nail clipper for Christmas. I just don't get that. Like, how hard do you have to go?
I still clip my toenails.
How hard do you have to go? Oh, no. I eat my toenails, see?
Well, I clip them and then I eat them.
Oh.
I clip them, I save them in
like as a condiment?
Well, I clip them, I save them in a jar, and then I put them in one of those salt grinders, and then put them on different dishes, maybe a souffle.
That shit cannot taste good. I can't imagine it tasting good at all. Oh, I imagine it tastes how hair smells when it's burned. One of the worst smells you could ever smell. Oh my god, are you familiar?
Yeah.
Oh, you just burn leg hair for fun in your bedroom. You're like, why does it smell like shit now?
Did you ever go through that phase as a kid where you just burn shit just because you wanted to? You kind of had that pyromaniac phase where you just burn shit to see what happened.
Definitely. I remember in like the 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, me and my best friend, my best friend at the time, Steven, he got in like trouble because his parents found a lighter in his pocket or in his bedroom, and like we were not up to no stupid shit back then. Like we were just kids, you know, we were just having fun.
Right.
Just hanging out. But like no, his parents were like, are you smoking? Are you smoking weed? Are you smoking cigarettes? And like no, we literally just like burning shit. Like
yeah.
I would definitely take a fucking lighter or a match to many things. If there was a fire going around, I'd have a stick in my hand and just waving it around on fire. Like I was a pyro. My dad was actually. Well, go ahead.
No, I was just about to say, isn't that like a crazy thing that people actually are? Like, that's another type of addiction, is people are addicted to setting shit on fire.
That's weird. I mean, that's just something else. My one of my ex-boo things, her dad actually had an arson charge, I believe. I think he went away for a little bit for arson.
Was it like a calculated arson? Like, it's like, I'm trying to burn down this pharmacy I own so I can collect the insurance?
I have no clue, but I should probably ask her. Like, hey, I know you fucked over your life a little bit and your emotions, but did your dad get convicted for arson, and for why?
Yeah, like, hey, I know it's been a while, but why did your dad burn down that building?
I know I completely cut you off for another girl, but could you just answer me this one question? It's fucked up. Yeah. Arson. Carson. When you commit arson, Carson commits arson, you get carcinogens and the oxygen. Oh my god, baby, can't you see this win I'm about to take, like, every day? Enough
right,
freestyling on the podcast. Oh my god.
You know how many times that's fucking been said to me as like a thing?
No, I
like carcinogen as like a nickname.
Oh, I've said that. I said that a million times. I probably said that 1.5 million. Carcinogen. Oh my god, it's so easy.
Yeah. I mean, the one I get more than ever now. You know what's funny? I never really had a nickname in my life. because I've always wanted one. And if you want a nickname badly, you're never going to get one because it has to be super organic or else it won't stick.
Yeah.
And I always wanted one. And I went to this sleepaway camp one summer and I didn't know anybody there. It was all strangers.
Aw.
And they asked me at the beginning, they're like, all right, everybody introduce yourself. And I just wanted a nickname so bad because like the year before I went to a different sleepaway camp with different people. And, this one
They
kid
coin you
was
with
like,
bedwetter.
this one kid got the nickname Moss. Like, and I just thought that was cool. Just weird shit like that. And so when they're like, introduce yourself, I said, my name's Carson, but people call me Steak Sauce. And everybody called me Steak Sauce for a month.
Were you on cloud 9?
It was just like crazy. I was like, man, I just said it, and then people said it. Like I just introduced myself as that, and people. It kind of gave me a little bit of a window into the world of like lying for no reason.
Oh, fuck that.
Like just to fuck with people, just to keep people on their toes a little bit.
I don't get that. I mean, first of all, it's kind of funny. Like, why'd you call yourself Steak Sauce? There was this kid in my high school. His name was Delonte, but everyone called him Taco, and I have no clue why his name was Taco, but it was. But fucking lying for no reason, pathological lying. Excuse me. I just don't get it.
No, pathological lying is one thing because that's kind of a personality, like a damaging personality trait. It's like being toxic in relationships. It's just something that's a part of somebody and it's really fucked up to be around. Like I've met pathological liars, people that just
as have I think
do not tell the truth. Like I remember I worked with this kid Stanley who was absolutely a pathological liar because we went to summer camp together. A lot of this is about summer camp for some reason, but we went to summer camp together and then we ended up working at that camp together and we were around each other a lot. And I remember in camp, he would show people pictures of his house that he had printed out from the internet, but it wasn't his house. It was the Great Wolf Lodge.
Trying to be slick. Like, no, I've been. Some other kids like, no, I've been there 10 times. I thought.
No, yeah, this one kid, Will, he was like, yo, that is the Great Wolf Lodge. And he cried to a counselor about it. He was like, he's fucking telling people that his house is the Great Wolf Lodge. And Stanley's just standing in the corner like he's caught, but he's not going to give it up.
This idiot thinks that it's the Great Wolf Lodge. How old were you during this?
That experience where he was lying about that, I had to be 11. But when we worked together, I was we were both probably 16, and he would just lie. He would just lie his ass off. Like he would pretend he knew a lot of shit that he clearly didn't. Like about specifically science. Like he would talk a lot about like scientific concepts, and I would Google them later, and I'd be like, he knows. Like I just with one Google search, I can debunk everything he just said because
and that shit's mad annoying.
He's just making it up.
They like act like they poise like they have all this information that they're better than everyone. You're just talking about like, oh, I went to Elevation Burger. Oh, I went to Five Guys the other day, and he's like, really? My uncle owns Five Guys.
Yeah, that's the type of shit.
For Halloween, we went to the Museum of Natural Arts and History. Oh my God, my uncle's painting is in there. It's like on the 3rd floor. Like, what the fuck? What do you gain from this? What the fuck do you gain?
And you know what the thing is? He's a model now, this kid. And
whoa.
Like he's a good-looking guy, like a really, really good-looking guy. But
Photoshop builds from his lying past because Photoshop will make him look better.
No, I've seen him shirtless. Like he's a good-looking motherfucker. But
drop me that.
I will. But he's good looking. He was very charismatic. Like people liked him. I always was befuddled by the fact that he lied all the time because I thought this guy doesn't have to. If anybody doesn't have to lie about himself to make himself seem cool, it's this guy. And so that also at the same time was subtly teaching me this lesson about insecurity and how insecurity isn't as basic as I had thought it to be. Like, oh, people that, obviously have this flaw in themselves are insecure about it. Well, no, sometimes people don't have a flaw, but they are so concerned that they might have a flaw that they overcompensate to the extreme. And so I think that's where the pathological lying comes from. It's all about just a lot of insecurity. It's either complete narcissism or a crazy level of insecurity.
Well, I hear you. That's a good thing to not. I used to. Well, let me say it's a good thing to not lie. Obviously, I used to be. I wouldn't say a pathological liar, but I could talk lies through my teeth without my heart skipping a beat, without even thinking about it. Especially to my parents. Like I would pride myself on lying. Like people would say, like, I can't do that to my parents. I'm like, just fucking lie. Like, why would you not lie? Like,
Right.
hello? I can't do it anymore. I very, very rarely lie ever. Even, like, simple shit like, oh, do you want to hang out today? No, my grandma. Like, I don't make up excuses. That's the one thing I learned in my childhood is, like, my parents, I get asked to hang out with people, and my parents are like, oh, just tell them you have to go to your grandma's house. Just tell them to do this. And, I mean, like, I guess there's no harm in that. I guess. But, like, to me,
No,
I just
but you are 100% right. Because that is something that so many people struggle, including myself, struggle with, is if there's somebody that wants to hang out and I don't want to, I have no idea how to just say I don't want to. It's just hard because you feel like you're bringing this this fucking, you're bringing it down. Like that person's gonna hate me now because I didn't want to hang out with them this one time. Rather than, so you could just say like, oh, I got to do this thing, and then no hard feelings, and we don't have to have that confrontation.
Yeah, there's definitely ways you can
But what you're
say
doing
it.
is incredibly healthy, though.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I used to. My parents don't really. They find it hard to believe what I say is true or not anymore, just because I used to lie to them all the time. And I tell them, I'm like, yo, I lied through your fucking face many times, and you didn't even know. So now they hardly trust me. But you live and you learn, and you make things happen to you due to your actions. So always remember that. Also, with people I know, pathological liars, like, it's kind of hard sometimes because, you know, they're not going to straight up tell you, oh, I'm a pathological liar. Like, you only find out, like, once they, like, go to, like, an institute or something and just get help. And they're like, oh, yeah, I was a pathological liar. I'm like, okay, so what did you tell me that was true and what was not? Like, what part is true and what's not? People.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I do like is I do like the one I was telling you about, giving myself a nickname. I like lies like that. Like I like those types of lies that affect nobody and they're basically for sport. Like they're just kind of for fun and to fuck with people.
So a big game Among Us is out right now, and I like it because of the fact that I do get to lie while I play it. Like it's the point to the game, and I'm like, ooh, I finally get to lie, like for real. What was I about to say? But yeah, no, that's an interesting way to look at it. It's for game.
Yeah, it's kind of a game, you know. You're talking to a stranger who you're never gonna see again, and you're like, what can I get past this motherfucker?
That's one thing about my family. Like, I tell my parents like something crazy, like, oh, I just met this person who's like we had a great conversation, and he has this car, and he's rich, and like, or this or that. Whatever it is, like, oh, how do you know they're not just lying? Like, they think everybody's lying. And I mean, to me, that's just, I wouldn't want to carry that doubt in my brain and my body and my being.
Well, there is a line. There is a line to, you know, there's paranoia, unnecessary paranoia, and then there's just this level of like nothing can go wrong and I'm not going to even think about what could go wrong. Like you have to be able to kind of have some radar for lies. Like, well, that sounds like horseshit. You know, that like I don't know about that shit.
The truth is often more perplexing than lies at times.
Yeah, because lies often simplify things. You know, you can tell a lie and it just makes everything simple rather than going through the complex truth.
The worst thing about a lie is like holding it, like going through with it. A long, strung out lie, having to play the part. Like there was a point in my life where it just started feeling like ugly for me to lie. It started feeling like a weight, like there was just this burden, and like nowadays, if I lie, a lot of the times, I don't know. It kind of plays through my head, but I don't. It doesn't always do that, but it's just a burden in my head now, and I just can't do it. I cannot do it. Having to compose like everything you're saying together and like having your story straight when you really need to lie, like in front of the principal or court or a teacher or some shit like that, that's hard. Don't lie in court.
You know what's some shit I used to lie about?
What?
All the time in high school was the things that I had seen. Because I was a big cinephile. I was really into movies. But I'd seen a lot of movies. I think, a lot more movies than the average high school kid. But I hadn't seen everything. You can't see everything. I hadn't seen all the classics, you know? Like, I hadn't seen fucking Shawshank Redemption, right? And if Shawshank Redemption got brought up into conversation, I would just act like I had seen it because I kind of knew what it was about. I knew some of the major scenes because I had seen those. So I would just act like oh yeah, of course. Like, I know that movie. And I would just lie my ass off about that because I didn't want I didn't want to fracture this image that I had imaginarily built for myself.
You see, that's terrible. Is like, we're not. It's just sad. Like, lying for the aspect of like fitting in or whatnot. It's certainly a hurdle to overcome. Is that, you know, you don't need to lie to fit in. You just be yourself.
Yeah.
You were saying that earlier with the kid. Whatever his name was in the house, literally carrying it in his pocket to show people.
Yeah, because we didn't have phones.
You want to see my house? Look. What the fuck was he thinking that day?
Like, he plotted out that lie.
Yeah, I'm going to be so cool. I'm going to show these people. We went to Wolf Trap this summer. I'm going to show them and tell them it's my house. Like, what?
And that is not, I don't think that's lying to fit in. That's lying to be above. That is lying to, because I know he knew what he looked like and how he, like, people that are good looking and charismatic, they know. They're very aware that they are that way. So I think this particular individual knew this about himself. And he was like, well, I'm going to take it a step further. And I'm going to prove that I am better than everybody else. Not that I am the cool kid around town. Like, I'm the coolest kid around town.
My camera just cut out, but either way, a thing about lying for me too is like, I completely forgot. But what I saw this Vice documentary the other day, and this guy paid someone to go to his high school reunion and dress up as him. Like, what? What kind of lying is this?
See, that's hilarious.
It was funny, and like towards the end, the actor was like, they were figuring out he was not the guy, he was not Steve, the real Steve, and he's like, my name's Steve, I'm 28. My name's Steve, I'm 28. That's all he was saying because he had nothing else to say about it.
See, that is fucking funny. Like, that is genuinely fucking funny. Because if you're doing it, even if they didn't film that, even if it wasn't for a thing, if you did that just to do it, that's hilarious.
It's funny, but like, it also goes back to like, man, like, this is sad. Like, this guy was so like mortified, embarrassed, just, I'm not gonna say nerdy, but like, he just didn't consider himself like popular or many friends, or he just didn't consider his high school experience that well enough to the point where he didn't want to go to his reunion, and enough to the point where he actually hired somebody to go for him and miss out on this 10-year reunion experience. Like, it's never that bad. I don't think.
But really, if it's for that reason, if it's out of insecurity, then it's a bad lie. But if it's just to fuck with your old classmates,
it was not
great.
To fuck with them. They were hiding in like a van, listening to everything he was saying. He was genuinely nervous.
Yeah,
he was ashamed of himself. He was ashamed of himself and his career. Oh man.
Well, he works for Vice.
Hmm?
Doesn't he work for Vice?
No, he was just a guy that hired the service. Vice came out and filmed it.
Oh, it's a service?
I guess, yeah, it is. It is.
Oh my
it's like an
Lord.
App. It's a fucking
dude,
app.
who's running that? You know what's the worst service? The worst lie service? Is Crowds on Demand. You ever heard of them?
No.
It's basically a company you can hire to just get a crowd out of nowhere. If you need
Huh.
if you need a group of like 100 people, you can just hire this company and be like, I need 100 random people, and they're just like, we got you, and then they just basically freelance all these people to show up, and it's mostly used by political groups because it's like, we need protesters for this. Okay, let's just hire 500 random people who don't give a fuck about this issue to protest it. Like, if you're a company and you're doing something terrible to the environment, then you just hire 500 random people, give them a cheat sheet of like, these are the things you have to say, these are the points you have to make, and then they'll just act like, hey, they're taking away our jobs, this is going to affect our children, and you just say all this nonsense just because you're getting paid to. And that was a big topic in one of the recent political debates. I think not the Biden-Trump ones, but just I think before that, in the Hillary-Trump ones, that people were talking about paid protesters. Trump specifically was talking about paid protesters, and everybody wasn't taking them seriously. Like, oh, like, there's no paid protesters. You're Looney Tunes, man. But he was right. I mean, he was right about that one, that there definitely are companies that do that.
Let's get a crowd and do the biggest Harlem Shake in the world.
So nobody can watch it.
And with that, I urge you to join our Harlem Shake challenge. That's not a thing, unless you guys want it to be a thing. But as I look at the clock, we are running out of time.
We first needed somebody to build a time machine to take us back to 2015 or whenever that happened.
2012.
2012. Holy shit.
Yeah, we're getting old. We're getting old.
God.
Oh my goodness. Guys, please like the video, comment on the video, share the video, click the notification button, subscribe. Also, please check out our newest single, 3-Day Weekend. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, every single streaming service you can name, it's on there. Please check it out. Please share it. Please listen. Please stream that shit. Please make TikToks of it. We're asking you as a favor, as our loyal guest, as our potential friend, perhaps.
Yeah, all the links for that are going to be in the description below. Also, check out my show that I have on this channel, my podcast. It's called Shock Therapy. I do it every Tuesday. I recently did a great episode with my buddy Thomas, and you guys should definitely check that out. It was a great conversation. And yeah, we're going to be probably doing more types of content on this channel, so just be patient with us. We're trying to figure out exactly what format to do that in, so more shit coming soon.
All right, everybody. I hope y'all have a good week.
Been feeling
Disconnected now.
I get money, know I'm reckless now.
I get high, coming off the ground.
This life is a prison, someone let me out. Been feeling
Disconnected now.
I get money, know I'm reckless now.
I get high, coming off the ground.
This life is a prison, someone let me out.